go, mate.
I'm a trouble man, changed by the things I do. True, but it's funny how they all remember you. It all could be different. Time to do something new. I've given everything. To be a happy man too. Gotta understand. Blamed by the friends I lose. Who's getting out of hand? Do you think they depend on you? It all could be different. Try to do something new. Giving everything. To be a happy man too. Buy yourself a dream. How's it looking? Buy yourself a car and a house to live in. Get yourself a girl, someone different. Buy yourself a dream, won't mean nothing. Gonna run around, strange, but it just won't do. Know when it's coming down, taking a hold on you. It all could be different. Try to do something new. Giving everything, to be a happy man too. Buy yourself a dream, how's it looking? Buy yourself a car and a house to live in. Get yourself a girl, someone different. Buy yourself a dream, won't mean nothing. Closer, turning it over. It all could be different. Closer to do something. I'm giving everything over to be a happy man too. Buy yourself a dream. How's it looking? Buy yourself a car and a house to live in. Get yourself a girl, someone different. Buy yourself a dream. Won't let it tame or twist me. I just got told that I gotta move on. No, I won't let it tame or twist me. California. Just hold me, I'm a lonely heart. You've been miles away, held up at the border. Just hold me, I will never get hurt. You've been miles away. So love you, California. I love you, California. They say heaven will fall you, so I headed for California. Oh Lord, California. Oh Lord, California. You're never gonna change me. You're never gonna change me. I was already changing. You're never gonna change me. You're never gonna change me. I was already changing. I wish I could prevent you. I was all wasted. Flowers, something new. I wish I could perfect you. I was wrong, they say. Now I'm over you. Flowers in the garden, now. Flowers on a chain, that's not the same. Flowers in the garden, life won't grow if we never change. You're never gonna change me. I'm missing. You're never gonna change me. I was already changing. You're never gonna change me. You're never gonna change me. I was already changing. You're never gonna change me. I wish I could protect you. I was wrong, they said. Found in someone new. Now we'll stop the pretending. It's kinda hard to listen, hard to talk it through. Flowers in the garden, flowers on the chain, that's not the same. Flowers in the garden, life won't grow if we never change. You're never gonna change me. I'm missing. You're never gonna change me. I was already changing. You're never gonna change me. You're never gonna change me. I was already changing. You're never gonna change me. Casio, playing on my heart just like a Casio, breaking it apart so you can let it go. Wait another year, that's not original. I send a call, alright, let's go now. I just want the keys back to my vehicle, and they're just gonna tell you that it wasn't real. And I just wanna tell you this is how I feel. I know you feel it. When all your dreams are gone and you're still holding on, you waited far too long. Don't see, I know, you know it's over. Casio, playing on my heart just like a Casio, breaking it apart so you can let it go. Wait another year, that's now original. I'll send a call, alright, let's go now. When all your dreams are gone and you're still holding on, you waited far too long. Don't say, I know, you know it's over. When all your dreams are gone and you're still holding on, you waited far too long. Don't say, I know, you know it's over. Don't think that my love is gone. It's all up in your head now. Don't think that my love is gone. It's all up in your head. Alright, let's go. Don't think that my love is gone. It's all up in your head now. Don't think that my love is gone. It's all up in your head. Alright, let's go. When all your dreams are gone and you're still holding on, you waited far too long. Don't the sunshine and it's alright now. House in LA. You be the sunshine and it's alright now. You be the sunshine and it's alright now. Ask me to stay, but you won't say it like that. House in LA. You be the sunshine and it's alright now. I smell a rain. Truly you can't find me in all that pain. Just ask me to stay. Oh God, in the hope that you feel my pain. I feel alive in the sunlight. All my fears are only realized. Yeah, I feel alive in the sunlight now. 2 whole years on the rewrite. Tell my friends I'm gonna be right there. You be the sunshine and it's alright now. Ask me to stay, but you won't say it like that. Cut through the haze, lost in a camera and the whole night changed. Lost in LA. You won't care about eyes full of rain. You be the sunshine and it's alright. I should have stayed. I woke up in the hope that you feel my pain. I feel alive in the sunlight. All my fears are realized. Yeah, I feel alive. Sunlight, 2 whole years on me. Tell my friends I'm gonna be right there. You be the sunshine and it's alright now. Ask me to stay, but you won't say it like that. Down Sunset Boulevard, trying to find out who you are. Sunset Boulevard, trying to find out who you
Right on time, back by the beach, still gonna bring the heat. Bring the heat. The heat. Bring the heat.
Doing all that I can for you. To be a one-body man. more in life. Yes, quite busy island. You can't get enough. Just busy island. You can't get enough. You think that all your time is used. Too busy island. You can't get enough. Just busy island. You can't get enough. You think that all your time is used. Too busy island. You can't get enough. You think that all your time is used. Too busy island. You can't get enough. Just busy island. You can't get enough. No. Just busy island. You can't get enough.
Morning Becomes Eclectic. I'm Jason Bentley, and we are joined now by the guys in Jungle, Josh and Tom. Hello, fellas.
How you doing?
Very good. So here we are at the Village Studios in West LA, and I believe this is the very first radio session you've done behind your new album. So thank you, and congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having us. It's got a lot of history, this place, so it's nice to be
Absolutely
here.
does. Yeah, bands
walk
like
in and-
everybody essentially.
We've got Chili
Just have to
Peppers,
look at the,
Steely Dan.
Pink Floyd, Fleetwood
Dre.
Mac. Yeah. So, hopefully we're feeling the energy, the spirits of rock and roll. So the album Forever, this is an interesting title to pick, and I'd love for you to unpack that idea a little bit because it doesn't correspond to a song title, which sometimes it does with groups. Does this mean that with this album, you've really kind of just set yourselves to commit entirely to this band forever?
Well, totally. In a weird way, yeah. I think, we made a video, one of the first videos we ever made for a song called Platoon, had this amazing breakdancing girl, and on the, we made this whole room for her for this end scene, and we always had this vision of this band that like existed almost with all this merchandise, but nobody knew about them, and one of the flags on the wall just read Jungle Forever, and from there it sort of became like a thing. It sort of became the Instagram handle, and then it kind of became the title of the second album, kind of worked, Jungle Forever, and there's a little bit of a deeper meaning.
Yeah, I think the idea of, the album is for us is kind of this cycle of love. You never know sort of when it's beginning or ending, and I think the idea of infinity and the idea of immortality is really romantic. And so we kind of wanted to explore that a little bit as well. There's also like a little reference to the lyric in one of the last tracks on the record as well, called Pray. So yeah, just kind of there were a few different loose ends that it all tied together quite nicely for us.
Let's begin at the beginning, at the start, with the song Smile, which is such a lovely sentiment in the lyrics, just to start with, just to have a good attitude in life, really. But then as the song evolves, you're kind of supporting one another and saying, we're there for you, we'll hold you up in having the right attitude.
Totally.
Talk about some of the prevailing themes here, because I think what people don't often realize with musicians, artists, you kind of have your entire lifetime to put the first album together.
Totally.
And then after that, you're expected to just churn it out, on a kind of on a track that the industry has determined that, you tour for a couple of years and then you've got another album ready.
Yeah.
What were some of the challenges here? Was this an easy record to make? Was it a difficult record to make? Give us some perspective.
Well, I think, for us, it was about challenging ourselves in our songwriting and kind of moving on and looking for something a bit deeper. Our first record was kind of fun and off the cuff and
kind of unexpectedly successful too for you, right? I mean,
Yeah, definitely. I don't think we could have ever, in our wildest dreams, imagined that record would have taken us to like Tokyo and Singapore and all over the States as well. So I think the hardest thing on this record was actually learning learning the kind of the emotional language and the musical language that we needed to successfully portray our ideas to everyone, because we wanted to make a more autobiographical record. We wanted it to represent the fact that we changed as people, and we've grown a lot together as a group and as a pair of producers ourselves.
I think it was more about finding these moments, these emotional moments that maybe the first record lacked in some way, and these moments which you could feel, and love was like a big part of that. And something that wasn't really a theme on the first album. I think I remember on the first album we were like, oh, we can't say love in any song. We don't want to say love. And this record sort of has love written in every song. So I think it was kind of going to a new depth of us kind of putting our hearts on record. And I think that's for us is super rewarding, because we've never had that affinity with our music before.
Did I read that you both kind of saw the end of relationships during the making of this record?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I mean,
that's a nice way of putting it.
Saw the end. I've seen the end.
I mean, that's heavy stuff for anyone, and we all can identify with that. I'm assuming that really informed your creative process.
Yeah, I think so. And the cycle of love became a little bit of a theme for us. And, whether you're falling in love or falling out of love, or in love or completely out of love, is like a constant process that I think everybody is going through, whether they know it or not. And there's that anticipation and that nervousness. And if you take a track like Smile, that's sort of the beginning of something. And it's kind of like you have this energy, this youthful energy where, we can, together we can do something. And it never quite kind of goes there, Smile. And as you get through the record, the first half is kind of like the bigger songs, the celebratory songs of the emotions, and the second half starts to become a little bit more analytical and
introspective, I
Yeah.
suppose.
introspective.
Yeah, the first half of the record is almost the experiences that we had and exploring those in kind of real time. And then I guess the second half of the record almost feels like an analysis of that.
Do you think you've had to make big sacrifices for your art, for your chosen career?
I think every touring musician does. As you go around the world, you sort of have to give up, like, an abode, a home, and having that stability with someone in one place. So we got each other.
It helps. It really helps.
Now, California, or the idea of California and Los Angeles, figures into this record quite a bit. I hear that. You guys moved out here to make the record?
Yeah, well, I moved out here kind of pursuing a love interest. And, you can't really help or choose where that place was. It's just that person that I followed. And, it was super inspiring. I kind of felt free here. And there's amazing people here, amazing creative people. And the sun is always shining. And that's a great feeling.
I think for a British musician, the idea of LA and California has sort of been so heavily immortalised in culture, whether you're like listening to Crosby, Stills and Nash or Joni Mitchell, and then you do your back reading into all of that scene in Laurel Canyon. And so it's always held this very like dramatic resonance within us. And we were so lucky to get to come out here a lot playing the first record, and you're just kind of you're overwhelmed, I guess, and that gives you a lot of inspiration. Those are quite intense feelings to have, and in quite in quite an amazingly open and visual place.
We had this song Heavy California, which actually got written, was one of the first melodies, the chorus, which was written way before we even started making the second record. It was actually written on a tour bus on our way to the first time we played Coachella, back when we first met, and it got kind of put in a box, and then right at the last minute was like, oh, this is sort of the weirdly like a title track, the kind of fanfare that encompasses the place of the record.
Yeah, I think the idea suddenly became relevant to us at some point, and you have ideas like that you write from a very honest place in time at that moment, and then maybe you shelf it because it doesn't feel appropriate to your journey at that moment. But then you come back to it and it's like, hang on a minute, that song actually now really resonates with us. Right. What we thought was something quite like throwaway, like, oh, we're on the Heavy California. It's like it could be a little bit.
It's now
tweedy,
serious,
I guess. But,
It's a premonition.
in a way, yeah. And it was kind of weird that's kind of come full circle back on itself.
You have a distinctive vocal style where you both sing, but I notice on this album there may be songs where one of you takes the lead.
Totally.
I wonder when you decide one way or another when you're together.
I think a lot of it just
individual.
happens in the moment, the conception of the idea. I guess whenever we're writing melodies, that's that person's emotion, and so if a lot of the time when you're in the studio and you're coming up with ideas, there's a song called More and More towards the end of the record where it really is just this train of thought, and we don't really know how that melody came out or like where the lyrics came from. It's
almost a demo, that one.
Yeah.
That was one that got added real last minute, and the record was wrapped, and we played it to the band actually out here when we did Coachella, and they were all like, "Whoa, what's this?" So thanks, band.
Which songs are you kind of most proud of in terms of your accomplishment, kind of moving out of your comfort zone, moving out of what we know from the first album? Is there a song you can point to where you feel like you're really pushing?
I think House in LA is an obvious one. I think most people will go, well, that sounds nothing like the Jungle I remember or the Jungle that is on this record. That for us is like, it was a really big production, and I can't even remember how we got there. Some songs on the record took 5 minutes, and other songs took 6 months, and they're kind of collages. But House in LA for us, I suppose, is a real kind of push out into a more psychedelic song, and it's slower than anything we've ever done before. I remember a lot of people kind of said on the first album, "Oh, it's like mid-tempo funk," and this is kind of, it's like a psychedelic death march.
I read the lyrics for that song and tried to decipher it. I just couldn't make sense out of it, though. I was like, this is still a mystery to me as far as what it means.
Well, House in LA.
Join the club. They always evolve. There are songs on the first record where at the time it means something to you, and then something changes in your life or something happens, and then that song that you wrote 4 or 5 years ago takes on a completely new meaning. Some people come up to me and they go, "Oh, like House in LA, it's like one of the most like happy songs you ever made." And I was like, actually, if you knew the emotion that was behind that, you'd potentially see it differently. But that's the great thing. Everything is completely up to your interpretation. Is the most important interpretation of that song, because ultimately it's out of our hands now.
It's art.
Yeah, we both have different interpretations of the same songs. They'll mean something to me at one point, and then he'll have an experience, and then it will eventually mean something to him, and that's constantly evolving and changing.
Forever is the new album, our guest Jungle on KCRW. So quickly to close, your touring plans. I'm guessing you're just going to be out on the road forever. But is it just the festival circuit for the most part?
We've got two big runs, both in the US and in Europe and the UK. We're coming back to play the Palladium.
Yeah, in next year, kind of February, March.
I think so.
I mean, it's all just the dates just goes stacking up on a day-to-day basis.
There's a poster. We had a lot of dates. We couldn't quite fit it on this poster. It was just like lines and lines of okay.
Do you mind being on the road? Do you like that?
Oh, it's amazing, and watching the fans react to the music is is what we do it for, and this is really fulfilling.
Well, hey, everyone at KCRW, we're such fans of what you do,
Thank you.
and it's even better that you're humble, you're down to earth guys, and so it's nice to root for people like that. So congrats on all the success and much more ahead. Jungle on KCRW. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.